my story is a different story. And I won't even correct anything that he said, because it was a perfect story. But we all have our perspectives, right? I was like, that was not an expensive hobby. Did you see how my abundance flowed back to us in abundance, right? But I'm so grateful that he trusted me and loved me and gave me the space to shine. Because I think that's so important. You know, we give each other permission to shine, or we can dampen that. And thank you, Natalie Goddard, for letting me shine. My story began when I, as a young girl, I had a mom that was really passionate about natural solutions. And you got me, Dee? Yeah. Okay. Hang on, we're going to get where we are. Step back. How many of you want more success? See it? Beautiful. We're going to get that with the breakthrough today. And we're going to learn how to leverage the company's system, which is also known as empowered success. And this is just a framework for you to be able to succeed and move forward and duplicate. Okay? So, what's beautiful, you will have noticed in Andy's story, this pattern, right? Did you hear him talk about we were living? We lived these principles, we lived this, and then we couldn't help but share, and then we began to build something that was real. And so this pattern, I've noticed, is created in every story that I hear and experience in doTERRA. So live, share, and build. It's a theme. And I think it's yours. Yeah. So again, going back, dropping that into the story, my mom, amazing, loving. She had 3 kids. They told her to stop. She kept on going. She had 5 kids. They told her to stop. She kept on going every time, kind of putting her life on the line. And I was number 7 of 8. And she had had lots of health problems throughout her life. And yet she was committed. She was going to figure it out. And she looked to modern medicine for a lot of answers. And she was a little disenchanted there by the time she had number 7. And she began looking to natural solutions. So by the time I arrived on the scene, she was like giving me little herbal teas in the morning to cleanse my blood and all this crazy, right? That I was like, oh, other kids don't have to drink stuff like this that tastes this bad, right? But I learned the power of natural solutions from my mom. And she taught this to me. And I watched this, I learned this, and my mom did not only experience the power of natural solutions and bring that to her children, but she also shared it with other people, right? She would find out about something that was helping her, and then she would get that and go and deliver it to a friend and drop it off to them. And I would see the impact of that. And I wasn't paying a lot of attention, you know, I'm a kid, until you turn 19 and your mom passes away. And then you've got to figure out your own life, right? So that's where I found myself is, oh, wow, I didn't think you would already be gone. So I hope I got all the lessons I needed. And as a young girl, I continued, I learned, went to college, met amazing Natalie Goddard, thought, I'm going to marry this man, and then I'm going to feel more whole, right? And I did. And I felt a little more whole, but there was still something missing in me, right? I was still grieving in ways. I hadn't had that wholeness. I was not whole. But we got married, and I started feeling this ability to kind of heal and have more wholeness. And then I thought, if I just have children, then I'm going to be more whole. Anybody ever thought that? Turns out you just find out you have more holes when you have kids, right? So I had one, and I thought, well, when I have two, then I'm going to feel more whole. Because when they'll have each other, I'll feel like a real mom, like I'm really doing something, you know, like one, what's one? When you come from this family of 8, you got to have 2 to have it even count. So we have 2 kids, and I find myself just like, then I'm really depressed, because the reality is, oh my goodness, I'm still the same person, and I've got some work to do. And I still had that pain from my mom dying, and that mourning that I just hadn't taken care of, and I had this hole in me. And that hole was not being taken care of by Natalie Goddard or any kids. It was something that I got to take care of, and healing that I needed for me. And I'm so grateful that my mom taught me about natural solutions, because about this time I met a woman that used essential oils and music. And I went to her home, and in an hour, at the end of that hour, she used essential oils and music. She was a massage therapist. I'm, on a massage table having that experience. And in that 1 hour, I experienced more healing and wholeness than I had felt in decades since my mom had died. And I knew from that moment that I was going to take home those bottles, and I was going to get them on my kids, my husband. Because if I was broken, I knew they were broken too. And I was passing on my brokenness to them. And so I'm a fast learner. I only had to watch that lady swipe it under my nose and wipe it across my forehead and on the back of my neck a few times, and I was like, good to go. Then I'm taking those 3 home, and I just started swiping my kids. I was the swiping mama, right? Swipe, swipe. And Andy, I was like, okay, this could go bad, or this could go okay. I'm just going to swipe them just like the kids and see how this goes over, and go for it. Turns out, like, if you wrap around with a hug after, you can do almost anything. And he went for it. He loved the oils. And yet it was weird. It's like, oh, that smells good. Probably not doing anything, Yet I already knew from what my mom taught me, the power of natural solutions. And I was just getting tapped into it at that point, right? So that swiping brought a little happier family, and we brought more little people into our world. We were more whole. And this is about where we were when we found doTERRA. So we've been swiping and using essential oils for several years before doTERRA. Thank you. Hi, live streamers. Good. And still broken in lots of ways, but we were on this path of healing, right? And I could feel it, that there was this change happening in us. There was this transformation, and it was real. It was tangible. And I just knew I'm continuing on this path. We are getting good results. I can see fruits. Whether I know how to explain them or not, I'm seeing them. And so we kept using the oils, and then at the point that Jen and Colin introduced doTERRA to us, we had already used several different lines of essential oils. We knew the power of what the oils could do. And then from the moment I experienced doTERRA for the very first time, I knew there was something different. There was something more. This was more of what I wanted than before. And I came home from my very first class, that I went to, which, you know, Jen had to invite me to like 3 times. I kept saying, I know everything there is to know about essential oils, because I had used them and I had started helping people with essential oils at that time and helping them with emotional release and the things that had really helped me. So I had experienced that power, and I learned from my mom how to pass it on. And I was already experiencing the power of these new natural solutions and passing it on. And that was just this powerful key to more joy for me. I was like, hey, this is good. This is what life is. I just need to experience this power, take it in, be transformed, and pass it on. And once I got connected with doTERRA and actually went to that first class, I told Andy, it's okay. I'll be back in an hour. Just watch the kids. I'm going to sit in the back. I'll be out before you know it. And little did I know that that hour would change my family and my life. Millions of other lives. So I want you to remember the power of your choices and being present in those moments and taking it in and listening to those nudges, because I had nudges right there from the very beginning that were, pay attention, Natalie. And other nudges that were like, I have never experienced an oil like this. This is purity. This is power. And I knew I wanted them. And they talked about some parts of the opportunity that night. I can't remember very much about that. I just knew that I went home and I was going to find a way to bring those oils into my home. So I made a deal with my husband. I said, hey, all these other lines of essential oils that I have, I promise I'll use. Just let me get this one other kit, right? So bought the equivalent of a natural solutions kit in that day, brought it home. After just a few days, we were falling asleep, and I looked over to Andy and I said, we're the richest people in the whole world, because we have these oils on our nightstand, our kitchen. We have access to them. Do you get that? And he looked at me and he was like, yeah, the bank account's not showing that, but I hear you. And then with time, I realized, oh my goodness, my grandma had access to a few things, but now I have access to natural solutions from all over the world, wherever they grow best. And I get to experience that power and pass it on. And as soon as I had those oils in my home, I knew I was never using any of the other oils I had again, and I lied to my husband. It was horrible. But it's okay, we made a deal. I sold them all on eBay with full disclosure that this is a less than oil. If you want to talk to me about a more than oil, an amazing oil, here's my contact info. And they felt like leftovers to me. I knew the difference. I could feel the difference. And so right away I could share that power of those natural solutions. So I started using the oils for myself. I started feeling that abundance coming into my life and more power from those natural solutions. And we started growing together. And this is about the time that Andy left his job and we decided we're going to create together. And this is how I raised my children. I didn't go into an office, but I would nurse my babies and talk to people on the phone and share this vision of essential oils, of doTERRA essential oils and CPTG essential oils, and what it can do for them. And after a little while, I said, Natalie Goddard, could you look at this for just a minute? Because I think I just doubled your income right here. and we did that together. And this is that look on his face is, what's happening? And our little team, we were intentional about who we wanted to partner with, and yet it just was the people that we cared about. We were using these oils. We couldn't help but to share it with the people that we cared about. And then that naturally just built a business. And this was, I think, our second convention where we were just growing with little leaders, and we began to have diamonds pop up on our team. We created diamond, and then our main 3 leaders walked as diamonds the next year, and I thought, now that was amazing. That was powerful. I thought it was awesome to walk as diamond. The real joy was in passing it on, right? And that was where we found so much power. And our family grew as well. Still a little crazy, a little unrefined, but we had those natural solutions still blessing us and shaping us and transforming us every day so we could be more of who we really are. And I love how they do that, how they capture the vibration of the earth and truly transfer that to us. That the plants are so true to who they really are that we become more of who we are because of that on us, in us, or around us, right? That has a true, real impact, and that it's tangible. So I began to feel more and more healed, more and more whole. We began to grow and expand, and today we have 460 diamonds all around the world, which that to us, with Andy's love of freedom, we just were like, it's not enough to have our freedom. We want to pass on that freedom to others. That is where it was, experience it and pass it on. Experience it and pass it on. So we set new goals and new dreams. We've hit new heights through this process of just experiencing the power of the natural solutions and what we're learning and passing it on. And this is where our family is today. And we love seeing the way that we keep progressing. My family, and I'm so grateful that my mom knew the power of natural solutions and passed that on to me so that I could pass on that power to my children and my family. And what is now 1,200,000 homes around the world. And that has been a beautiful process.